Okay, good morning, e-learners. Apparently I put the wrong homework on the board, or it's the right page, but not the right number of exercises. All right, any questions on the homework, what I did give you? What did I give you? What were the assignments?
It was 1 through 22 all, and then 26 through 30.
Okay. All right, let's take a look at this real quick. We're not going to go over everything, but just the ones that you had questions on.
Oh, I thought you were like hitting me up, but I was like, oh, cool, I know the answer. Can't purchase that somewhere.
Did you?
No, I want to purchase.
All right, what were the questions?
22.
Let's take a look at number 22. So number 22 says, find the average of these numbers. How do you find an average?
Add them all up and divide
Add them all up and divide by however many you had. So on number 22, quiet please, we had 18, we had negative 21, we had negative 7, and we had a 2. And we're supposed to what? Add these all up. So that means a plus, a plus, a plus, and then divide by 1, 2, 3, 4. You okay? All right. Well, I got to go left to right. What's 18 plus negative 21? Negative 3 plus negative 7. Negative 10 plus 2.
Negative 8.
So we get negative 8 over positive 4. The average is negative 2. Boom. 2, 0. Okay. Let's take a look at number 20. Number 20. That one starts off with negative 144y, negative 144y, all over negative 24. All right, it's division, right? Well, I don't know if 24 goes to 144. Like, I truly don't know off the top of my head. So maybe we just do some reducing here. What's a negative divided by negative? So we know the answer is going to be positive. What number do you think goes in both? 4, probably. I don't know if 4 goes to 144. Actually, I do know, but well, let's see. 4 goes into 14 3 times, 12 with 2 left over, 24. Yeah, so what, 16 times? Or no, not 16, 36 times, is that right? Is it 36? Well, hold on, we're not done yet. Right, because it turns out probably bigger numbers can go there. Let's see, 144, maybe we need to do some scratch work. 4 goes into 14, what, 3 times? 24, yeah, 30, what, 36 times. So the top one would reduce to 36, I'm dividing by 4, and then the bottom turns into, if I'm dividing by 4, it would turn into 6, and now you can see that it can go further. And that's why the people are saying, no, the answer is 6, because, you know, maybe you didn't divide by that, you divide actually by 24, that sort of thing. So we do get a final answer of 6y. 6 goes into 6, 1, 6 goes into 36, 6. 6 times y is 6. So 6y. Questions? All right. Rowan, grab the box with the handouts, hand those out, and collect the homework for me, please. For the rest of us, quiet, please. For the rest of us, we are going to talk about the test, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow.
What? Okay.
Oh,
he did.
Well, just remember, if you're, I mean, lots of classes you might get surprised by a quiz or test. Mine is not the class because I show you the calendar every day. So you should never be surprised by a quiz or test. So I do tests 2 ways, right? 1, well, I will literally hand out a copy of the test, and 2, I will have you do the chapter test in the book, and I will say that that chapter test is very similar to the test that you're about to take. So today is one of those. So when I hand out the sheet, as always, listen please, listen, as always on the back are the answers. So the technique to prepare for any one of my tests is, 1, you absolutely 100%, you do the practice test. So it doesn't, in the book, it doesn't call it a practice test, it calls it the chapter test, and that can be found on page 90. We're going to do 1 through 25 all in class. Do as many as you can. Some of you will be able to do the whole thing. Others of you won't. As always, the chapter review, the practice test, although I am saying it's homework, I just don't ever collect it. It doesn't go in the grade book either. So it is for your benefit to do this, but the procedures for the review never changes. And the procedures are, one, do all the problems, take note of the ones that you make mistakes on. Those are the ones that you can put on your resource card. Remember, in my class, you may bring a piece of paper front and back with anything you want written on it. So well, but this doesn't have the problem, so this isn't any help.
No, but like,
Hey, the size of this, so 8.5 by 11, right? Whatever you want to have written on it. I would suggest to put those things that you have issues with. So let's talk about this chapter. What did we learn in this chapter? What are the major things we learned? The number lines things, not that important, but the adding, subtracting, absolutely. All right, you tell me. Do we have this adding, subtracting thing down, Pat, that we don't need to write the rules down? For some of you, that answer is 100% yes. Like, I don't need rules. I know how to do it. For others of you, selected individuals, I would say you write the rules down and you write at least 2 or 3 examples next to the rules, right? Kayla, you going to write these down or no? Okay, so she's already made up her mind is, even though I know she knows what she's doing, she's still going to have the rules written down so that she has the comfort of during the test, when it says -8 plus 3, that she's not going to be, all of a sudden have a brain fart, like I forget what to do, whether this is adding or subtracting. She can have an example written right next to the rules that say, hey, when the signs are different, what do we do, add or subtract? Really? That's why you're going to have these rules. So if the signs are different, you're going to subtract, right? Okay. But the point being is that you can have this stuff written down as a comfort to you, right? Okay, so we did adding, subtracting. What else did we do this chapter? Well, clearly if we did adding, subtracting, we also did
multiplying.
So we're going to have multiply and divide. And remember, these are with positive and negative rational numbers, right? They could be integers, they could be decimals, they could be fractions, because remember, we did all that with fractions as well too. Don't forget that when we do fraction divisional, it's copy dot flip. When we do fractional multiplication, it's multiply straight across. Oddly enough, we didn't do adding, subtracting with fractions. So there will not be, at least on this test, any adding or subtracting with fractions. Oh wait, no, that's not true. There is.
I do it.
There's at least one problem on that. But I will give you common denominators, so it's nothing to do on it. Yeah. Say again? Let me finish this, and the answer is yes. Okay, so let's see. We got adding, subtracting, we got multiplying, dividing. What else? Somebody flip through the chapter. Tell me what else we did.
I don't know.
All right, flip through the chapter. Tell me what else we did.
Multiplying integers.
Yeah, well, I said that, multiplying, dividing. So a series of positive or negative numbers multiplied together, yep. A big one we did, we spent 2 days on it, was the, absolutely 100%, the distributive property. Are you comfortable with the distributive property? Where are you going to make your mistakes on the distributive property? Okay, you can make a simple mistake, you literally multiply wrong, but typically your mistake is not that, it's, no, I usually see 2 arrows, even when the answer is wrong. The mistake will come when you're multiplying with a positive and a negative or a negative and a negative. Just remember, if the thing on the outside of the parentheses is negative, you're distributing a negative number to both things. I'm not going to get, well, I'm pretty sure I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going to give you one where there's 3 things inside the parentheses. So the distributive property will absolutely be on the test. Anything else? Anything else that we did? Nothing else? So that's the whole test then, right? So it's add, subtract, positive and negative numbers. It's multiply and divide, positive and negative numbers, and it's a distributive property. There's nothing else on the test. All right, who's got the chapter test in front of you? Do you see anything else? Hit questions number 20 and 21. How do you make a reciprocal?
You put a number.
You just take the fraction and you flip it. Shame on you if you missed that question on the test. Shame on you if you missed question 20 and 21 on the test. It is the easiest question on the test. There is one other thing that we did, and it was combine like terms. So, who's got the basic rules for combine like terms and can say it? How do you know when you can combine things?
When they're the same term.
Same, true, right? But what makes it the same term? The letter has to be the same and the power has to be the same. I'm not going to hit you with any powers on this test, so the powers will always be the same. But you can't combine an A and a B through addition or subtraction. You can combine it through multiplication, but you can't combine it through addition and subtraction. So you can combine A's with A's, B's with B's, X's with X's, Y's with Y's. That was the most popular one missed on the quiz. Right? All right, any questions? Yeah, I'll throw a word problem, and that'll be the whole test. Any questions on anything we did? All right, your job is between now and the end of class, Sid. Your job between now and the end of class is to take the practice test, as much of it as you can, and if you run into a problem, you ask a question. You know, if you need extra work on something, we have time to test this tomorrow, not today. We got time that I can give you extra practice on something, but we have no time tomorrow morning. All right, Chris, what are you going to have for the test tomorrow in front of your face? You're going to have a multiplication table, and you're going to have, if needed, you're going to have a resource card with whatever written on it helps you pass the test. As you take this practice test, right, if you get everyone right, then you're going to get an A on the test. If you get something wrong, it should go on your resource card. Hey, you know, you're talking to yourself. Hey, Chris, remember when you add a negative to another negative, the answer is negative. Something like that, or whatever it takes in order for you to pass the test. Yes. Okay, one second. All right. Piper, what are you going to have in front of you? Kayla, what are you going to have in front of you? Anyone else? What are you going to have in front of you? No. What are you going to have in front of you tomorrow for the test? And a resource card. All right. Aiden, you're going to have multiplication table, yay or nay? I'd have one. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. I'm not providing anyone with multiplication tables. That's on you to provide for yourself. I have printed off some for other people, but I'm done printing off multiplication tables. Okay. But if you need one, get one. Right. Just Google multiplication table. Right. You can have them up to, I mean, they make some really large ones, like up to 50. I've seen. Numbers are really small in a magnifying glass, but I mean, the ones that I typically hand out goes up to 25. There should be no reason to make a simple math mistake if I'm allowing you to have a multiplication table and you know your skills are weak, right? Don't make a silly mistake. As always, all questions, I need to see your work. I don't care that you can do the whole thing in your head. If you do the whole thing in your head and you get it wrong, you lose all the points because I can't see what you were thinking. You show me all the steps. And in the first step, you mess up 2 times 3 and you write 5. Well, yeah, you're going to lose some points, but you're not going to lose all the points. I do give partial credit. You can certainly use a calculator right now to check your work, but no calculators on the test. Any questions on what we're doing? All right, get started. Chris, you need to go to your locker and get your math book. So, for what? Go ahead. You're after him. All right. Second, or I should say the last thing, and then I will truly shut up. Listen up. Hey, if you're seated next to someone, right, and all you're going to do is talk, move right now. Okay? If you're seated next to someone and you can work quietly, good on you. But we're going to stay quiet, not because I want quiet so I can surf the internet, but because this is a practice test environment. You will know, can you do this entire test at the time if you can get it done, right? I put the number of questions on the practice test to simulate what the real test will be like. Even though I just ate up, 5-10 minutes of the class, you'll still get a pretty good idea. Oh yeah, I only had 2 left, I'll finish it. But if you can't finish the test in the class period, then you don't have a chance of finishing the test for real. So we keep it quiet. And then 2, we don't want to be working with a person next to us because they're not going to take the test for you tomorrow. So you need to be able to show that you can independently get to these questions. This is what's going to tell you right now, are you ready? Because if you can't get to the answer, well, then you need help. Your partner needs to work by themselves, not with you. All right. What's up? What do you need?
There's a Band-Aid.
Where? Go wash your hands.
I'm gonna ask you that for 5 minutes. You're gonna shut up 5 times.
Never once told you to shut up. I might have asked you to hold the question. I certainly didn't tell you to shut up. Okay. So what's a negative? What's a negative? Okay. Remember, we're doing a negative times a negative, which is a. Did you write this wrong? Oh, there's a plus in between. That's one. All right. 9 times out of 10, when you get something wrong on a practice test, you've written the problem down wrong on your paper. You must. This is not the description. So do the front.
I'm okay.
Right? Oh, okay, I got you. Yes. Yeah, but you must in this case because of the parentheses. What's up? All right. Notice we have common denominators, right? Yes. Yeah. You gotta do that crap. You ever do that crap? All right, tell me. We're gonna ignore the negatives. Yeah. But when we do the as you say, crap, we're not going to look at the negative. Yes, all over. Yeah. So what, 8 this? So 8 this plus 2 negatives, negative 8 this plus 2 this. All right, now give me negative.
My brain.
Oh, okay. Put a negative right here. No, first.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but it says it's 6. How do you?
Yeah, look, okay.
Yes. Yes.
Now that's a 1.
What do you mean? To work the multiplication. No. No, you don't. Since when? Huh?
What number is that?
You don't call
Yep. All right.
Anyhow.
Let me get Band-Aid boy a Band-Aid. And then...
I have a Band-Aid.
There you go. You're welcome. 1 second. All right, e-learners, I'm not going to have you sit here and watch a blank screen here while they're doing the practice test, so we're going to call it quits right here. Hey, test us tomorrow. I will have it posted by 3 p.m. tomorrow. So by 3 p.m. tomorrow on Google or Microsoft Teams, you will see the assignment. You can't see it right now, but tomorrow at 3 p.m., then the assignment will pop up, and you'll see the practice test. You got 24 hours to take that test. You have any questions between now and then, ask me. You have 50 minutes when you actually take the test from start to finish, and I can see how long you were messing with it. So make sure you use 50 minutes to take the test. Just like the other kids in the class, you can use a resource card. If you need a multiplication, no calculators. But if you do have any questions, send them to me, and I'll get them answered before 3 tomorrow so that you can take your test with answers, with your questions answered. Okay? All right. Catch you guys later. Oh, and lastly, this, I will not obviously have a video for tomorrow during the test, right? That would be kind of boring.